Hi friends, welcome to Srisai IT Hub. In this video of Core Java Programming, we are going to discuss the following topics: local variables in a Java class. So this concept is related to types of Java variables in Java class, and technically local variables are also called as method variables. So let us start with types of Java variables in Java class. So in Java class, we have three types of variables. First one, non-static variables or non-static data members. They are also called as instance variables because their memory is allocated separate for every object of a class. Second one, static variables or static data members. Okay, technically they are also called as class variables because their memory is allocated common for all the objects of a class. And coming to third type of variables, which are called as local variables, technically they are also called as method variables because they are defined inside particular method of a class. Okay, so let us start with local variables. So local variables, they are also called as method variables. Okay, right. So what are local variables? So local variables are defined inside particular method of a class. Okay, hence they are also called as method variables. Example, let us say that you have void m1. So inside this m1 method, I'm going to define something like int I comma j. Okay, so these are called as local variables. Okay, so local variables cannot be static or non-static. Okay, so local variables cannot be static or non-static. Okay, so static and non-static is applicable. So static and non-static is applicable only for data members. Okay, so data members means non-static data members and static data members, but it is not applicable for local variables. Okay, so how to access local variables? Okay, so this is how to access local variables. So local variables have local access. Local access inside that particular method only. So inside that particular method only. Okay, so local variables have local access and direct access also. Okay, direct access inside that particular method only. Okay, and one important point here, for local variables, okay, access, we don't require class name or object name. Okay, so class name or object name access is required for static data members and non-static data members. For local variables, we don't require, okay, static and non-static like class name or object name for access. Okay, right. And next, local variables are not accessible outside the class. Okay, they are not accessible outside the method. Okay, they are accessible only inside that particular method only, not accessible outside the method. So let us try to demonstrate this with a small program. So let us take the program name as local variables example1 dot java. So program to demo local variables in methods of a class. Right, so let us take a new page. First we'll write comments. Next let's write something like class A directly. Okay, inside this we'll take one void m1 method. Okay, right, and then here we'll define int I comma j. Fine, and then let us try to access these values. I is equals to 11. Okay, I is equals to 1, j is equals to 2. Okay, and then here we'll say simply system dot. Okay, we'll take something like sum is equals to I plus j, and system dot out dot println will print the sum. So sum is equals to plus sum. Okay, right. So now let us take the main class with main method. So class local variables example 1, and let us write the main method here. Public static void main string of args. Right, so let us save this program in our working directory. Right, so save it as local variables example 1 java dot java as extension. So here I comma j, so these are local variables, so they are accessible inside that particular method only. We can't access them outside the method. So local variables have local access and direct access. No class name, no object name, and static non-static is also not applicable to local variables. They are applicable only to data members and methods. So I plus j print sum. So let us create an object of class A and call m1 method here. So obj.m1. Okay, right. So open the command prompt, go to your working directory, compile the program, local variables example1 dot java. So we are getting cannot find symbol sum. Okay, so here we'll take int sum. Okay, data type int sum, compile it, no error, and run it. So we should get the sum as 1 plus 2 3. Okay, right. So what I will do, I will not initialize the local variables and directly try to access them. Okay, right. So I plus j without, so local variables when they are not initialized and used in a program will get error. Variable I might not be initialized, variable j might not be initialized, and it is used in I plus j. So local variables compulsory we have to initialize and use it in a program. Okay, right. So this is one of the important point which you are supposed to remember for local variables. Okay, so local variables are compulsory or should be initialized, and used in program or used in that method. Okay, so compulsory we have to initialize and use in that method, otherwise we get error. You'll get the compilation error. It's a compilation error because compulsory we have to initialize and use it. Okay, next, for example, let us say that you have some method. Okay, something like void sum method. In that sum method you have int a, int b. Okay, right. So we will do sum of two numbers. Okay, right. So let us take sum is equals to plus a plus b. Okay, so here input parameters a b are also called as local variables. Here a comma b are also local variables of some method. So all input parameters which are used for different methods in different Java programs comes under local variables. Okay, so how to call the sum method? It's very simple. obj.sum, pass the input parameters 11 comma 22. So 11 comma 22 are the arguments we are passing here. They are accepted by a, b. So a, b are local variables and hence they are accessible inside that particular method only. So all input parameters are local variables for a particular method. Right, so compile the program and run it. So sum is 3 in m1 method I plus j and sum is 33 in sum method 11 comma 22. So this is one of the important point here, very important point. All input parameters used for methods are local variables only. They are considered to be local variables. Okay, so such input parameters, okay, are accessible inside that method itself. They are not accessible outside the method. So this is how we are supposed to work with local variables in Java class. Local variables have local access inside that particular method only, and technically they are also called as method variables because they are defined inside that particular method of a class. And input parameters of any method are also comes under local variables only. Right, thank you for watching this video. Do like and share this video and also subscribe to the YouTube channel Sri Sai IT Hub. Have a nice day.